Alright, evening y'all, Chief Prepper here. Hopefully you can see this. It's an external speaker. This is supposed to be one of those Faraday cage bags. So in case you're wondering, this is an iPod. It's already matched to that speaker. So this is called a blackout bag. It's supposed to be equivalent to a Faraday cage. So this is probably the only electronic. Oh, I forgot one. Where's that? Emergency radio. So I've been using it, and so what? In case you don't know what that means I've been using it. So what you got to do, if you're using it, you put this battery in here. You can see that red tab. That basically, as you can see, the screen is blank. It makes the radio disconnected, or not the radio, the battery. So in theory, the way EMPs work, to my knowledge, is they are not supposed to, if you don't have a power source hooked up, and like it's inside one of these Faraday cage bags, then it should work. It should work post EMP. So I invested in those bags back in sometime between January and March. Looking at the way the world was, I didn't have any. I did videos on my two big solar generators. I've got 3 of those solar generators. The other one I don't think I have the original box for, so I don't know what I would do. But I've got the solar generators. I've got 2 solar panels that are still in cardboard, so tomorrow I may wrap those in aluminum foil just to be safe. They should be alright the way they are. They're underneath the metal storage building, so the metal storage building should, the roof should take most of the energy. Then I've got 2 solar panels and an outside store in a building, also with a metal roof, so technically they should be alright because the metal will absorb the energy. It depends on proximity to the EMP or the coronal mass injection. So with the current state of affairs in the world, and if you don't have those bags, it might be too late. But if you do, having music and an external speaker so you can listen to it just a little bit, having an emergency radio. I do have some walkie-talkies that I may, I gotta find them. I think I know where they are. I have 2 sets. I have one match set with one in my bag and one in my wife's get-home bag, and then I have another set that here pretty soon, maybe tonight, I may go dig them up and put them in the Faraday cage bag. So, you know, I've always said we should not underestimate what Putin will do. And then I've said this before, depending on who you listen to. If you listen to New York Prepper, we don't have to worry about the nukes from Russia because they're all old and outdated and they won't go off. If you listen to Canadian Prepper, and one of his guest speakers on is that the Russian doctrine, they believe they can win, and they have capabilities that we might not have and we might not be able to defend against. So, yeah. And then with the way the world is, you know, the U.S. keeps poking that motherfucker, and NATO. I would say that I'm hoping it's not going to happen, but I would not leave things like that, which would be invaluable, post shit hits the fan type of thing. I have 2 solar generators, so we would lose a fridge and 1 deep freeze, and the small refrigerator wouldn't work because it's all plugged in. So one of the things I may do is I may go get batteries that I've had sitting in front of the TV for a long time to go to that universal power supply. You know, how you think if it's connected to the grid, the hub's just supposed to filter up to a lightning strike real close, so it might smoke the ups, but the refrigerator might still work. So basically, if you're close enough for an EMP to take out the grid you're in, then it may burn up your electronics. So, but if you have an UPS filtering what powers your fridge, then it might save it. So, if you have weapons of peace, make sure the ones that you plan to use are zeroed. Make sure they're functional, make sure they're clean, make sure they're ready to go. If you're like me, I've got more than one. So when they went in and safe, they were all zeroed. I'm fairly certain they still are. My problem is right now I can't see out of my shooting eye, so if I go to the range, I gotta try to learn how to shoot with my left eye and my left finger, which is 56. 40 of those years I've been shooting righty, so it's going to be a challenge. So, same thing with handguns. So I got to get to the range. One of the fears I had when I had surgery was if shit went sideways. Right now, within the next 6 to 8 months, maybe 10, my right eye's cataract or the lens is going to cataract over, so I will not be able to see, depending on the state of the world. The cataract surgery that I was told that I would get, I might not get. So I might be stuck with only the left eye for the rest of my life if the world goes sideways. And then if my left eye blows, then I'm blind. And that's a problem. So I did a video saying there's a long list of things you need to do, but I would definitely make sure your weapons of peace are in good working order. Definitely, if you don't have the blackout Faraday cage bags, they were, I think for $80 I got two packages, and I got the bigger ones to put a laptop in. But realistically, a laptop isn't going to do much for you because you don't print nothing. It won't help you have anything, except you'll be able to read whatever's on your computer. So maybe. Can't think of his damn name. Full Spectrum Survival. His name's Chris. He's got glasses in California. He recently did a video on the books to order. I didn't watch it, but I may watch it soon. I've invested in books, medical books, small engine repair. I'm decent at cars. What I haven't done is plussed up on spark plugs and filters and stuff for the cars that I plan to be able to drive. I've got one that's currently down. The big part came today. Actually, I went and ordered it today, and it came today. So it's the intake manifold. But there's a process involved in changing that out, and I still got to get as you look at the motor, the right side back together. I got it apart, but I can't get the damn thing back together. So my mechanic friend is supposed to be coming over soon. If I'm lucky, I will have that up and running before the end of next week. And hopefully, that won't be too late. The battery's disconnected right now, so technically it should still run. I would invest in possibly what's called I call it a ground brake. I did a video on it. It's a little thing you buy at the store, costs like $20, takes 10 minutes to install. Basically, you break the ground on the car, and then there's no power. And if there's no power, you're not closing the circuit. Technically, your car should still run afterwards. So, because if you don't have a completed circuit, there's nothing to burn up. It's grounded, that's different. If you don't have a pantry, start a pantry. Magic Pepper did a basic preppers fucking video. Go get a bag of rice, get a bag of beans, invest in spices, invest in fire making things. I would tell you, have you made fire in inclement weather? Haven't, that's the thing. In Texas, when we moved into this house in 2013, we had almost 5 months of rain straight. We had days where it didn't rain, but then it would rain later in the day, or we had breaks in the rain, but we really had a long time of rain, and we had a roof leak and we had other problems. And I was up there on the days when it wasn't fucking raining trying to fix it. And in the end, I got it fixed, but I mean, the damage was done. So, do you have tarps? Do you have cordage? You know, look at 10 different fucking beginner prepping things. If you haven't started, look at those. If you've been prepping, maybe look at them, refresh your stuff. Pinball did a video on 20 things you need to stock up on. There's a lot of shit in that video that was good information, so I would encourage you to watch that one. Tara did a video, I didn't watch it, but she's talked about being priced out of growing your own food. She showed prices of the more mature tomato plants at $20 a thing, and I'm like, her growing season's just starting. Mine started back in, ours starts in February, March. Sometimes we would get a late freeze, and it kills stuff, but we didn't get one this year. And I'm on my third or fourth picking of tomatoes, and I'm getting ready to start picking peppers. I already picked 2. So Roger on the more advanced plants, but the smaller ones, the seedlings, were still $5-6 a plant. Still too much, but you know, did a video this year. Told y'all I was going to try and do seedlings, but just didn't have time. So I went to the store and bought some. They're in the ground. I got my garden is neglected right now because of my eye surgery, and then there's other stuff that I normally do that I haven't been able to do. My riding lawnmower, I started it up again today and got the front yard fucking mowed. The part should be here tomorrow or the next day, so I can just use the key. I don't have to ground to start a solenoid with a screwdriver and get it started. Seems like we're spiraling. You know, I wouldn't put it past Russia and China to give us a new 4th of July meeting. So, you know, every day try to accomplish something. You know, today my goal was to order the intake manifold. I remembered to get a thermostat and a gasket, and then about 3 o'clock I sent my wife a text saying her to get the carburetor gasket in the EGR valve gasket. So I think that's the only things I need. I already had the intake manifold gaskets on hand. Got spray for that, so basically it's going to be take it apart, set them side by side, the new one and the old one, and transfer everything from the old one to the new one that I can. There are problems with that, so I don't know if I'll document that or not. So this is getting to be a longer video. So start looking at ways to start fires. I will tell you that they make little propane bottles, the blue ones, and they make a I call it an auto igniter, a head you screw on. It's got an off setting and an on setting, and the on setting you can squeeze the red button and it lights the torch. So that's a quick way to make fire. I would tell you a trick that I use. I have that little round fire pit I made out of 2 wheels. If you soak the wood with lighter fluid and then light it, it'll burn, and you won't have to work as hard. So there's a lot of ways, different ways of starting fire. You're starting it from scratch, where you got nothing. It's not easy. So, you know, propane bottles ain't that expensive. The head shouldn't be too bad. You know, buy 4 or 5 of them damn bottles, maybe 10. You can find them, and then, you know, have a head, maybe 2. And then when you need to make a fire, if you need to make a fire, it's quick. Stock up on lighter fluid. It's barbecue season. I went to Sam's the other day and I bought 6 jugs of lighter fluid. I may go back and buy 6 more. We're going into hurricane season, so one of the things I wanted to get this month is an 80-gallon metal tub, a water trough for animals. It's going to go upside down on the back porch. I got 2 other metal tubs. I'll show you guys in the video. This is one of the preps I've been doing this month. And then I may be cheap. I got to find my hand tree saw. If I can find that, then I may not buy an electric one. I just, you know, try to do some of the stuff I need to do by hand. I've got a pole saw that I can use. It's electric, but it's kind of cumbersome. So I got a bunch of stuff that's small that I need to cut up. And I kind of don't want to use a chainsaw, and I might use a chainsaw on it. So. What else? if the shit doesn't hit the fan, no nuke, no grid down, no craziness, probably July and August when it's the hottest, at least down here in Texas, I would make sure you have your firewood squared away for next year, for next winter. There's all kinds of information out there. Inflation is going to get worse. So be judicious with your money. Make sure you're working to pay down shit so that when stuff gets more expensive or when your dollars don't buy as much, you need to spend more. Have more available to spend if you need it. So I know that's incredibly hard to do. I spent the last year and a half doing it, and I've got way less debt than I had. I mapped out last night a plan. Hopefully by October I will have another debt gone, and then possibly February, or for sure April next year, I will have another debt gone. Then 5 months later I can have another debt gone, and then after that, maybe by December of next year I can have another debt gone. I'll be down to 2 car payments. So yeah, and that's if I don't buy land. If I buy land, that changes everything. So for me, paying down the 2 debts that I need to pay off is my goal, and then my ability to buy some land is very high on my list of things to do. And then between all that shit, trying to finish the back porch, keep the cars maintained, plus up on ammo, looking at AVGs and thermal weapons. I don't have AVGs and thermal weapons and sights, and that's important shit. So, because the bad guys have got it. So, it makes me nervous that we've had such an increase in Chi-Coms coming across the southern border. Just the one Customs and Border Patrol director, I think in Del Rio, said she's had a 5,000 headcount increase in Chinese males, no kids, no wives, coming across the border. That's the ones they catch. How many more are coming? How many more are here? So, having said that, I'm very concerned that there will be a kinetic battle here in the U.S. The question is, where will it start? Keep your eye out. You start seeing a lot of Chinese popping up. I mean, they got to go somewhere. So I would encourage everyone to start looking around. Start paying attention. Find out if they're in your area, and then if they are, put the word out. So, information is knowledge and power. Chief Prepper out.